Hey guys, I'm BTC. This is the Mindcrack server. Today I'm going to do a little bit of exploring, and I'm also going to do some storytelling. But before I go into that, this video is going up late. I had wanted to get it out on time. However, my internet is still causing problems. Basically, it is either really good or really bad. There's no... Oop! Whew. That was bad. Thank you, Featherfall 4. Thank you. Which actually reminds me, I have no other armor. So I need to go down here. Hopefully my dog will teleport down here. I did grab the dog because I don't have any armor. So I kind of want the dog as backup. Alright, so the internet problems, basically it's either really fast or really slow. I had a tech come out today, and he was looking at it, and okay, thank you, dog. Random dog. Is that my dog? That is my dog. Okay, whatever. So he was looking at it, and he's like, oh, it's probably, you know, faulty, or no, it's probably loose connections. That's what he said, loose connections. So he went and he fixed the connections upstairs and downstairs, and when he left, I had 37 megabytes download, which is pretty good, considering I only pay for 30 download service. And not 25, 30 minutes after, what happens? 0.3 download. 0.3. And the lady I talked to on the phone yesterday said, you know, you have a lot of timeouts on your modem. That's what he should have been looking into. Apparently, that's not what he looked into because I still have the issue. So anyways, long story short, it is 10 of 2, and this video is supposed to go out at 2. Not going to happen. All right, anyways, so I did mention briefly yesterday that I wanted to talk about something, quote, heavy today. And I think maybe what I'll end up doing is once a week I'll talk about something serious as opposed to, you know, gaming stuff like I did yesterday. So today what I'm going to talk about, and what am I doing right now? I'm just exploring because I have no iron whatsoever. And I kind of didn't want to show another building video of me trying to build that crappy house. So I'm going to do a little bit of caving. I know some people absolutely hate this, but hey, I need iron and I want to tell a story, so whatever. It's easy for me to do this. All right, so anyways, story I'm going to talk about. Well, actually, before I even go into that, let me just say that I am not telling these stories because I want sympathy. I'm not telling these stories because I want people to feel bad for me. I am telling these stories because people have a genuine interest in knowing more about me. And this is also, you know, about my childhood and growing up and some other stuff. So that's, you know, what I'm going to talk about. Again, I don't want any sympathy, and I don't want people to feel bad for me, because the truth of the matter is, all the bad stuff that's happened to me in my life has made me very, very strong. In some ways physically, in other ways mentally and emotionally. So again, not doing this to make people feel bad for me. I'm just telling the stories because, hey, it's my life, and it is what it is. All right, so 5 minutes into this video, what am I talking about? Well, I don't drink alcohol, and there's a very good reason why I don't drink alcohol. Now, my parents, my family, has always had serious problems with alcoholism. Now, my parents have been sober for something like 12 or so years, quite a long time. I mean, like they haven't drank anything in over a decade, which is fantastic, and I am very proud of them for being able to do that, because that is something that not a lot of people can do. Having said that, they have had their problems in the past, so much so that it, led to my parents being divorced, and it also caused some, pretty bad times when I was growing up. I remember my parents. Sorry, I hear monsters. I remember my parents, yelling quite a bit. I remember lots of fighting, not just verbally, but physically as well. I remember seeing a lot of stuff get broken and destroyed. Not fun times, I gotta say, not fun times. And I remember one point very clearly, when I was 13 years old. My parents were in a massive fight. Both of them had been drinking quite a bit. And I remember basically the house getting wrecked. That's pretty much it. The house got wrecked. I'm talking doors were destroyed, walls, windows, the kitchen table. Let me see. Lamps, other furniture, chairs, the cabinets. I mean, a lot of destruction. And it was at that moment, when I was 13 years old, when I decided, you know what? I don't want to drink. I don't want to drink. It's something that I have no desire to do. And to this day, I haven't had any alcohol. And I am an old man. I am 32 years old. And I, to this day, have never had anything to drink. Now, there's the joke. How do you know someone's a vegetarian? Just wait, because they'll tell you. I don't push me not drinking on other people. Like some, a lot of people feel the need to get other people to live their lifestyle. And, if you don't want to drink, he's going to fall in the lava. If you don't want to drink, that is totally fine. Oh, excuse me. If you don't want to eat meat, or if you don't want to do XYZ, that is totally fine. You don't have to. But please don't try to force everybody else to do that. And I have done my best to not be that kind of a person. So, when somebody asks, hey, do you want a drink or whatever? No, thank you. Or if somebody wants to go out somewhere, like, I'll go out. I just won't have a drink, DD for life. So after that incident, my parents ended up getting divorced, and it actually, I think it was a very good thing, to be honest, because they both became much better people. They both met someone else who they are now, very much in love with, and who they have very good, strong relationships with. So, it ended up working out for the best. But, that period growing up was tough, to say the least. And, there's basically two paths that someone can take when you come from a family that has a lot of alcohol problems. And I'm not just saying, my parents had problems. Like, a lot of my extended family had issues as well. And I'm, again, happy to report that virtually everybody in my family that had any sort of, maybe... For some of them, I wouldn't say it was like, alcoholism, but they definitely probably drank a little too much. I don't know if you want to distinguish a difference between those two, but those people also have, you know, resolved that. And dog, you are... I just pushed the dog in there. I'm sorry, dog, but you were dumb. And I tried to get around, tried to block up the lava, but sad. So anyways, on to other more sad things. So I basically, like I said, I just decided I was never going to drink. Now, what happened after my parents got divorced was they didn't stop drinking right away. They continued to, and you know, rather than, you know, how do I say this? Basically, since I'm the eldest child, and because of that, I bore the brunt of whatever yelling or whatever was replaced. And I didn't, in addition to the problems that I had in school, with the you know, no friends and other things like that, I grew tired of it, and I didn't want to put up with it anymore. And finally, I just said, you know what? I've had enough, and I left home. I left home at 16 years old. It was actually relatively close. I think it was in it was like a month or so before my 17th birthday. And 17 is kind of a gray area for independence from your parents. So I just decided, you know what, I'm done with this. I'm not gonna put up with it anymore, and I want to leave. So I just walked out of the house, and I ended up going to stay with my grandparents for a little bit, and I stayed there until the rest of my 11th year in school. And why am I even getting coal? I don't need coal. And I stayed with my grandparents at what was supposed to be a senior complex. Now, it's not like an old folks home or nothing like that. What it is basically an apartment complex where there are restrictions, where the only people that are supposed to live there are older people. And at first it was like, okay, you know, the other people and, you know, the landlords and whatnot, they're like, we don't know. We don't really want a 17-year-old kid living here. And it was uncertain if I was even going to be able to stay there. But I was a good kid. And, you know, it just simple things like when some of the other people would come in, you know, I would hold the door for them or help them bring their groceries in and stuff like that. Showed them that, you know, I'm a good kid. I'm not, you know, some delinquent like some of the other losers that would hang out downtown, because the facility was downtown. Ooh, is that diamond over there? So yeah, I just did the so yeah thing. So they let me stay there, which was good, because I otherwise wouldn't have had anywhere to go. And I stayed there, like I said, until the end of my 11th year in school. And after that, I would go to stay with a friend. Well, I basically rented a room from a friend's family. And I would stay there until the end of my senior year. But that most certainly wasn't the end of it, because there was lots of other trials and troubles that lay ahead, including at one point when I was homeless, which was awesome, by the way. But this is actually a very long story, and I don't really want to rush it, and I kind of already am a little bit. So I am gonna just end this video here, and I will pick it up tomorrow. So thank you for watching. Remember, always blame the controller, because it's never your fault. Hey guys, you might know that I run a Minecraft custom map making build team, and we are currently looking for new people. So if you're good at building, making textures, or animating with programs like Blender or Maya, why don't you apply? You can go to blamethecontroller.com or click the link in the description.